the mighty LDBC, Lions Den boxing community. And we are live. We are live. Salute to all the brothers in the LDBC, particularly the Godfather, the excuse me, founder, none other than 7-8 Sports TV. Some of the brothers in the LDBC that cover boxing more than most of us. Town Business, the top team, and even extended family, Blue Blood Boxing, all those guys that give us great boxing content on a regular basis. I salute y'all because I'm a little peon. I don't really know as much about boxing as y'all brothers do. But one I want to talk about, this is probably the most heartfelt, the most honest live stream I've ever done. And I got to keep it a buck 50. This is a hard live stream for me to do because I really didn't want to do it because God knows I love this brother. And I say this from a place of admiration, the utmost respect from the brother Deontay Wilder. Love this brother, love his story. The way he became a boxer, got into the sport, had no formal training, and ended up becoming the world heavyweight champion. And just was so driven. He's a man's man, the definition of a man. To dig deep down and learn how to box enough to where he could use his God-given ability to knock people out, to save his daughter's life. And that's what any man who takes care of his children should be commended for that. So with all of that coming from a place of being a fan, not a hater, like some of y'all Wilder haters on here, who every time the man fails, every time he comes up short, y'all looking for a reason to bury the man. Well, if you come to this channel and thought this video was gonna be about that, then you may as well go somewhere else. Some of these hater channels. But I'm gonna say this, I think Deontay Wilder's time has come. And I think it's time for him to retire, hang up the boxing gloves. He looked, I'm gonna be honest, man, he looked horrible in that Herndon fight. I'm glad he won. I think that was could be a great ending, storybook career. You won the heavyweight title. You accomplished what most men couldn't accomplish. Had a statue in your honor in your hometown in Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And I gotta show love to Deontay Wilder, Bronze Bomber. This is nothing but respect. But I think at the end of the day, as a man, you gotta know when to hold and to fold them. And I think it's time. I mean, at the end of the day, I can't make his decisions for him. He's the man. It's his life, his career. But I think Wilder needs to step away from the game of boxing before he seriously gets hurt or, God forbid, worse. A walking target in that fight. I mean, he was staggering around that ring. I mean, he was wide open, hands down. And I think one of my biggest concerns with Deontay Wilder, as much as I love him and respect him, Wilder he just don't listen to his corner, man. This is the same thing with 3 different trainers. Wilder he goes to what's comfortable for him. When the heat comes, he goes in a fight or flight response, and he immediately goes to street fighting. Like, he resorts to throwing, haymakers and stuff. But hey, that's the way he came. That's the way I grew up fighting in the backyard. We was throwing them hands. No real organization to it. Just Kimbo slice stuff, man. Backyard, just And at this level, before, because he could hit so hard, it was hard. Like Tyson Fury said that staying in the ring with Wilder is like holding a dynamite. They could blow up at any moment, and you could get knocked out with a right hand. And that's just the truth with Deontay Wilder. Because he could hit so hard, and that right hand was so unpredictable. And even if you could see it coming, it could still knock you because it was so quick, so fast. His reflex was so good. But the truth of the matter is, Wilder at this stage of his career, he just, the right hand can't save him no more. Like that, he looked good. He would have been Herndon any day of the week. Better fighter, much better fighter than him. He didn't look completely bad, but no, he looked terrible. I got to keep it 100. I love Wilder, but Wilder, man, he looked like he'd been beaten up, man. Like, I don't understand why he was staggering around the ring like that. I don't know how he lost his balance, but he was just a walking target, man. And any other fighter, let's just be honest, if that had been Joseph Parker in the ring, and even probably even Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, any of them guys would have knocked Wilder flat on his behind. I gotta just be honest with you. And I'm coming from a guy that loves a brother, but Wilder's, he's done, man. You know, and us in the LDBC, we have our theories as to what we believe happened against a certain boxer who shall remain nameless in this video. But at the end of the day, I got to keep it honest with you, man. I don't want to see Wilder hurt, man. And I just think he needs to hang up those gloves and call it a day, man. Call it a career, man. He had a wonderful career. Nothing to be ashamed of. Patterson, Jersey, okay, dealing with a personal issue. Okay, Jeremy, praying for you, brother. We'll keep you lifted up in prayer, man, for sure. He said, I wanted to see him fight. Yeah, I did too, but after I saw that, man, he was walking around the ring. I mean, he was staggering. I mean, he was off balance. Still not using his jab, just kind of flickering the jab out there. Just trying to find he's not really using the jab effectively. And he did have a little check hook I saw that I was kind of somewhat impressed with that he never used. So a jab, a hook that I learned in training in the Muay Thai kickboxing. You know, for the most part, Wilder, he looked good, I mean, in some spots in the fight. But I'm just trying to measure him up against Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker and Tyson Fury, and who knows? He don't know what he want to do. He retires and unretires every 3 days. That's another guy who needs to go somewhere and sit down. Fury's done too. But Wilder it's time, man. On time. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Sean. Unfortunately, and Wilder, he looked horrible in that fight. I mean, he looked like he was gonna get knocked out throwing punches himself because he just was so off balance, man. You got to know when to hold it. Like the best of them lost their effectiveness, lost their time in the ring. Ali lost his, Mike Tyson lost his, Lennox Lewis, Evander, they all lost it when they got to a certain point. And you just got to know when time to go to retire. It's just time. And Wilder, who never was a great boxer, but I think he's a great fighter. Absolutely. A lot of people think Teddy Atlas be hating on Deontay Wilder, but I disagree. I tend to agree. I like Teddy Atlas. I tend to agree with what he says, But I do disagree that Wilder can't fight. Wilder can fight, but he can't box. And that's always been his thing. And in this business, when you start talking about beating guys like, Usyk, Fury, because, I don't know if Usyk would knock Wilder out, but I think he beat him the holy hell out of him, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Wilder's just 5 years ago, Deontay Wilder would have knocked anybody out of bet on him against anybody, but he don't have it, man. And, just if you're watching this video, Wilder, this is coming from somebody at LDBC. We ride Deontay Wilder, bronze bomber all day long, bomb squad. It's time to hang up the gloves and, spend time. You have a beautiful family, 7 awesome kids, and come home and you earned the right. You made more money than any of these haters ever make in their career. So I want you to be, gold. I want you to be 100%. And I want you to be in your right mind, what I'm saying, when you fight. Not when you fight, but when you come home. Because at the end of the day, it's just boxing. There's so much life to live after boxing. Like he says all the time, he don't need the money. And a lot of y'all haters, Deontay Wilder is good with his money. He made some good investments over the course of his career. And that's time for him to enjoy the fruit of his labor, man. Who said he's barely eaten 5-6 years ago? He was the ape. Oh, you talking in the ring? Okay. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah. Wilder's the hunted now. He's the hunted. He's not the hunter. He's the hunted. What's going on? Salute. It's more to like it, man. It is, man, brother. We love you, man. Bronze bomber, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and retire, get healthy, man, and let's get back. Yeah, y'all get those likes up. You're right. You ain't lying. Appreciate that, Goku. Let's get these likes. So that is my plea to the bronze bomber, my brother Deontay Wilder. Get healthy, retire, and enjoy your life. Brandon Love Sports TV. Shout out to the LDBC. I'm out. Peace.